You did a nice job characterizing the pipes, the distribution, all those aspects of cloud delivery. How would you characterize the underlying data centers? Is there a set of characteristics that you look for or are required to provide the support that you need?
Ones with lots of tenants.
Yeah. There's core and then there's ancillary. There's carrier hotels and there's data centers, and they're all in the co-location family. Carrier hotels are sort of like the central nervous system of fiber and wavelengths and core transport. Not a good place for servers, typically expensive power, limits on space. Data centers sort of hover around carrier hotels. And again, these are just general terms. Network operators, layer 1, 2, and core 3, they want to be in the carrier hotel meet-me rooms, and big enterprise. Servers sit in data centers that are sort of purpose-built from an infrastructure perspective for high density power, high density cooling. That's, at a broad stroke, the world, according to real estate and the definitions of each. Sometimes people use one word, people will call it a carrier hotel a data center, which it isn't. Then some people will refer to a data center as a carrier meet point. But when you've got a data center that's only got 3 or 4 networks in it, it's not the same as a major carrier hotel that has 500 in every submarine cable system in that particular vicinity. They function different. They have different pricing, different products, somewhat. And they do different things. And I think at the baseline, it's power. It really comes down to power. If you look at a Google or a Facebook or an Amazon data center, they purpose-build these things. They're humongous. And they're 20, 30, 40 megawatts for a tenant. That's massive. Tim's got a couple of megs down there at 55, I'm sure. But he's got a multi-tenant environment, 70, 80 networks that all reside in the same room that are heavy interconnect, heavy cross-connect. Whereas data centers typically, folks get nailed up to a couple of different networks and then they're happy for a while.
A little different answer, from my standpoint is I've got to make a decision on, am I going to build to that data center? Am I going to build a 375 Pearl and spend $1 million doing it, which is currently empty? And we take the time to evaluate their philosophy of delivering service. Do we believe in that? Do we think they'll be successful? What market are they in? Can they capture market? Do they have a differentiator? Where do I play in this? Am I first to the table? Am I one of the diverse laterals out? How does that fit into my low latency infrastructure in New York? Where else can I connect it? How big is it? And what else can I do with it to support other verticals that I go after? And in that particular case, the answer came up, yes, I made the investment. We built into it, but they're gut calls. You're making an investment with these guys. And if you're last in, you got to make the same investment choice. Do I really feel like I can go in and pull revenue away or share away from who is already there? And if I don't feel like I can, then I won't make that build. So we put a lot of thought into site by site.